أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, alhamdulillah, you are still alive after this time. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be among the living ones after this time. We are very fortunate. Once again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought back our souls to our bodies, not for anything but to test me and you, and also to give us more chance so that we will be able to repent and to increase our good deeds, and also our worship in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, as you are all aware, Ramadan has come in, mashallah, it has started. It's fast and it goes very, very fast. Today, mashallah, we are just going to finish, if Allah gives us time, the third day of the month of Ramadan. SubhanAllah. It is so amazing to see these things going so fast. Therefore, we are asking brothers and sisters, any good things that you have to do, make sure you do it. No matter how small or how little it is, do not underestimate it. Because at the end of the day, you can see the mountain is being made of little pebbles, bit by bit, and then it became so big. And likewise, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So you should try as much as possible to do good deeds. Don't think that, oh, this one, it is too small for me to do it. No. You don't have anything which is small in terms of doing good deeds. Every little thing, it counts. Because Allah is telling us, "When يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ." No matter how small, even an atom weight of good deeds that you do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, you will always come to see it. And likewise, in terms of shar, the evil things that you may do, no matter how small it is, also you come to see it also. Hence, it is very important for all of us to do our utmost best. Now, when you look at the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started. When you look, you have Surah Al-Fatiha. Surah Al-Fatiha is, we call it Ummul Kitab. That means the mother of the book. The mother of the book, what does that mean? It means everything that the rest of the surahs, you have 114 chapters or surahs. The rest of it, 113, all of them, everything that you are saying, everything, it comes within one of the things that Surah Al-Fatiha had said. Everything. You come about it and so on. So it just expanding it. And hence Surah Al-Fatiha is so important that every Muslim must know it. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had said, your salat will not be accepted without Surah Al-Fatiha. So it is so important, you must know Surah Al-Fatiha. You must know how to read it. You don't have something that, oh, it becomes difficult for me to read it and so on and so forth. You don't have anything which is difficult that a person cannot do once you make up your mind. As Allah has said, فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. When you make your determination of doing something and so forth, go ahead, put your trust upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say Bismillah and go ahead with it. And inshallah ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also will help you. So there is no any excuse that, oh, I find it difficult to memorize Surah Al-Fatiha. Only 7 ayahs. Only 7. So even if you are someone who finds it very difficult in terms of your memory or whatever, each day memorize one. Each day, just memorize one ayah. So by 7 days, you will have finished memorizing the whole of that. If you are going for an interview, you are going to do anything, You want to make sure that you master everything, day and night. Some people do not even sleep in the night, the whole night, revising, making revisions over and over and over and over. And that is for dunya, for this worldly things. What about the one that is taking you forever? On akhirah. So you should not play with it, that I cannot read it. And also it is not only reading it, you must also know how to read it properly. How to read it properly. If you do not know how to read it properly, sit with someone who can teach you how to read it properly. Islam is not how many years you have been in Islam. No. Islam is how you practice it. That is Islam. People say, oh, I was born in Islam, but how many years now? 50 years and so on and so forth. This is the time I'm now going to learn how to read Surah Al-Fatiha. Maybe you did not know how to read it properly during that time, how you were being taught and so forth. Get someone to teach you how to read it properly. Because you want your salah to be accepted for you. And Surah Al-Fatiha, it takes everything that you need. All the tawheed that you're talking about, tawheed al-rububiyyah, uluhiyyah, asma and sifat, all these things are found in Surah Al-Fatiha. And it is so simple. And subhanAllah, every letter that you read, you get how many rewards? One letter you read of the Quran or Surah Al-Fatiha. How many rewards do you get? 10. 10. Just one letter. Okay? One letter. The surah has only 7 ayats, 7 verses. And it has 25 words, kalimat. 25, only 25. SubhanAllah. Only 25 words in it. And it has 113 letters. So imagine, as the cameraman had said, when you read one letter, you get how many? 10. Yeah. So when you finish reciting Surah Al-Fatiha, that has 113 letters. How many did you get?
1,030.
1,000?
300.
1,300? No. All these things, just reciting that surah. Look at the reward that you gain from it. Allah has given to you, free of charge. Free of charge. Just reading that one. Which business person will not like that? This kind of profit. You buy something for £1, and you sell that one for £10. Which business person will not like this kind of bargain? Everybody will like it. Yeah. Allah has given us this bargain free of charge. And yet still, you do not want to use it. You do not want to use it. Okay. And this is something which is so important in us. And because you have salat. Because the surah that you have called because when you look at how the Quran has been arranged, that's the first surah, Surah Al-Fatiha. And in your salat also, that's the first surah that you recite, isn't it? Yeah. It's the first surah that you recite in your salat. So you call it Kitab. That's the mother of the book. And Allah also has said it is Surah Al-Masani, the 7 of repeated verses all the time. And you repeat it all the time. Every salat that you perform, you must recite Surah Al-Fatiha. You must recite it. So if you perform salat, only the 5 daily fara'id, Only the fara'id, that is all what you are performing. How many times do you recite Surah Fatiha? Only the 5 fara'id per day. How many times do you recite Surah Fatiha?
17.
How many?
17.
13?
17.
17. 17 times. This is excluding the sunnah or nawafil and so on and so forth that you perform. I'm talking about only the fard. Only the first 17 times. Subhanallah. Look at the reward that you gain. And if you are to perform the sunnah and nawafil, how many times you get? A lot of rewards Allah gives to you when you are doing this. So, Surah Al-Fatiha is something which is very important. You must know it, and you must know how to recite it properly. And in doing so, you get more reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look at the hadith of Imam Ahmed by Harith al-Ash'ari, where Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was talking about Yahya bin Zakaria alayhi salam. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded him to tell the Bani Israel of 5 main things, that they should practice it and also tell them also to practice it. And he was just a little bit delaying it a little bit. And Prophet Isa alayhi salam told him, look, Allah had commanded you to convey 5 main things to this Bani Israel. Either you do it, or I will do it instead, because you cannot delay it. So he said, I am afraid that if you take precedence, in other words, you take first to tell them, I will be punished. So I cannot do that. So he called them in the Baitul Maqdis and told all of them what Allah had commanded them to do. 5 main things. What was the first one? He said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had commanded me to do 5 things and had also commanded me for you also to practice them. He said, what is that? He said, the first one, أَنْ لَا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا اللَّهَ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. That you do not worship anyone except Allah, and you do not make any partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when he told them, during their time, everything they do it with parables, that goes with it. They do with the parables, examples, so that it will stick to the people's mind, it will make them to understand it properly. He said, this is like someone who had bought a slave with his own money. And this slave, he goes out to work. But when he works, he's working for somebody else and giving that profit and everything, the money and everything to somebody else, instead of bringing it to his master. So Yahya alayhi salam asked them, is there anyone of you who would like this thing? They said no. He said, well, then Allah has created you. Allah has given you. He has given you everything that you think of. Some things that you do not even know in our own bodies. There are things that you do not even know how they are functioning and how they are loved. Look at your heart. As long as you came into this world, the only time so up and so forth is when you are leaving this world to go. And look at your foot. No matter, even if you don't have footwear like shoes and so forth, it does not wear off. buy a car, isn't it, cameraman?
Yeah.
If you have a car, before the car finishes completely, how many tires will you buy?
So many times.
So many tires, isn't it? New ones all the time, all the time, isn't it?
Yes.
But look at your foot. Here you don't see it, but go to Africa. In the desert, people do walk, subhanAllah, miles upon miles without any shoes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. They walk miles upon miles every day, no shoes. And yet still, nobody has come out and said, hey, doctor, my legs, everything had worn off, so give me a new one. I want to replace it. No. Subhanallah, Allah has given us all this free of charge. You are having it. So he said, imagine the one who has given you all these things. And instead of worshiping him, you are going to worship the things that he had also created for you to use them. Some people, they go and worship rivers, for example, for that river. Or a tree. Every year they go make sacrifice under that tree. Or even a human being, they are worshiping that human being, prostrating before him or her, and so on and so forth. All these things. Or they will make their own, with their own hands. They make things either in the form of an animal, or in the form of a human being, or in the form of anything, male or female, whatever. And they put it there, and they're worshiping it. They make it with their own hands. Things that cannot speak, that cannot help itself, it cannot eat, it cannot drink, nothing. And that every day they are putting offering in front of it, and it does not eat. It does not drink. Whenever they hear anything, they go in front of it, and then paying all kind of respect to it and so forth, asking for help. What is happening? So he said, is there anyone who would like that his slave will go and work for somebody else, the slave that he had bought, for that slave to go and work for someone else instead of him? He said, nobody would like that. So, okay, then you worship only Allah and don't make any partners with him. He said, the second one is that Amarakum bis Salat. He had commanded you to perform Salat. Here's the second one that Allah had commanded you. This is what Yahya alayhi salam was telling the Bani Israel. The 5 things Allah had commanded him to practice them, and also to make Bani Israel also to practice. He said he had commanded you to perform Salat. He said, you know the reason why you have to pray? He said, when you are performing Salat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking at the face of the worshipper. As long as the worshipper does not turn his face to somewhere else. And who would not like Allah to look at? Everybody wants to see the face of Allah, Yawm al-Qiyamah, isn't it?
Yes.
And here you are performing Salat, and Allah is looking at your face, subhanAllah. This is the greatest honor for you. It's the greatest honor that Allah has given to you. You see? So all these things are very, very important in our life. Perform your 5 daily Salat. And that is what makes you become a true Muslim. And how many minutes does it take you? One Salat, at most 10 minutes. 10 minutes, one Salat. So 5 salawat that you have in a day, how many minutes altogether will be? How many? 5 hours?
50 minutes. 50 minutes.
50 minutes?
50.
Not even an hour.
Less than
Less than that. SubhanAllah. Is this very difficult for a person to do it? When people they have their break and they go to smoke, those people who smoke, you don't have mess up on them. It takes them even more than 20 minutes or how many minutes smoking, isn't it? Outside smoking and smoking and smoking. Something which is not even good for their own health. Because by smoking all the time, what do? You barbecue your lungs and your heart, isn't it? And when you finish barbecuing, what do? What do? You eat it. Yeah, then you go, the doctor said you finish. I have nothing to do for you. Go home and die. Because you are worried. Barbecue your lungs and everything. What can I do for you now? Just go home and then die. Then you are coming, you cry and so forth. Everybody, oh, you have that, you have it. Why? You put all these things upon yourself for nothing. Something that you can, because Muslims you don't waste, isn't it? Allah has said He does not like those people who waste. So in Islam you do not waste. You don't waste. Can you go and buy a pack of cigarettes? I don't know how much one pack costs them. About how much? Okay, let's say maybe £2 or how many, and so forth, or whatever. Some of them they do even more than one per day, one pack per day. Look. Here you are burning the money. It is like taking your pound, your 5 note, and then put it in the fire. If you have something like that, and somebody comes to you, you have your £5 note, and somebody comes and takes it, and start to put much over it. Would you like it? You would not like it, isn't it? You fight that person, because he's burning your money. But here you are, you use the same money to go and buy something, and then you put much over it, and you are burning it. It is not something good. So it's a perform salat. The performance of your salat is so important. Perform your salat. He says, okay. And the third one is that of asiyam, fasting. He said fasting, example of it is like someone who has perfume, bottle of perfume, and he threw everything on his body, and he's going. What will happen to that person? You have a nice scent or bad smell? Nice scent, isn't it? He said, even the smell of the mouth of the person who is fasting, in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is much more sweeter and better than the perfume of misk that you put on your body. So you have that one. And then he said he has also commanded you, the fourth one is to do the sadaqah. The fourth one is sadaqah. Giving charity. He said, example of a person who gives charity is like someone who has been captured by the enemies. And they have tied his hands to his neck. He said, "We are going to kill you." He said, "Please, can I ransom myself?" They said, "Okay, go ahead." He said, "Instead of cutting my hand and this and so forth, take part of my limbs. Take part of this one, and anytime you take it, what they have put on his neck is getting out until he freed himself." He said, likewise, the sadaqah that you make, it frees you, it takes away, and it purifies you. And it also takes away the anger of Allah, subhanAllah. Everybody is afraid of the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, isn't it? And here you have something that will take away that anger from you, giving the sadaqah. And the sadaqah also becomes nur for you, light for you in your grave. And Yawm al-Qiyamah you will be under the shade of your sadaqah. SubhanAllah. Look. Why? We do not want to do some things like it. It's so beautiful for us to do. And then the next one, which is the fifth one, he said, Zikrullah kathira. To remember Allah most. This is the fifth one. To remember Allah most. He said, to remember Allah most, he becomes like a person who is being pursued by his enemies. They want to kill him and he's running until he got a fortress or a house, somebody's house or whatever it is, and he locked himself inside. And the enemies came, but they cannot enter inside. He said that's how the zikrullah is. The more zikr you make, the more fortress comes to you and shaitan comes outside of it. And Allah has said, Fazkuruni azkur. He said, remember me and I'll what? Will remember you. Don't any one of us, everybody wants Allah to remember him. With the angels, as the Prophet had said, when a person is being loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he calls Jibreel and tells Jibreel, say, oh Jibreel, I love this person. SubhanAllah. He mentioned the name of the person. And then Jibreel will go and tell the angels that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves this person, therefore everybody should love that person. And then it is being sent onto the earth that Allah loves such and such person, therefore everybody loves that person. And the person is being loved by him. Even though he could be the most poorest person, but everybody looks at that individual, they like that particular person. So by making zikr is the greatest thing. And the greatest zikr that you can make is what? What is the greatest zikr? What is the greatest zikr? Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illa Allah akbar. Yes, that's one. Yes, anybody else? And the afdal zikr that Musa alayhi salam asked Allah. He said, oh Allah, everybody praises you. They have this and that. You say yes. But I want a special one that only I alone can use it. He said, Musa says, La ilaha. He said, Allah, all your servants, everybody says that. Everybody knows it. I want something else. He said, Musa, La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. And it is very simple to say it, isn't it? La ilaha illallah is not a big thing. Very simple. Therefore, brothers and sisters, let us, our tongues be wet with this thing. The zikrullah, La ilaha illallah, and also Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanallah al-Azim. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanallah al-Azim. These are the two kalimats that belong to Allah, and it's very light on the tongue, but it's very heavy on the scale. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanallah al-Azim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless each and every one of you. May Allah forgive us our sins. Those who have gone to the grave beyond, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all of them. All those brothers and sisters who are working very tiredly, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless each and every one of them. Anyone who is going through any kind of difficulties, May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for them. All the pregnant women, wherever they are, whether they are Muslims or non-Muslims, may Allah make their pregnancies become very easy for them. And delivery also become very easy without any kind of complications. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide our youth. For those who have married, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make their marriage become successful for them. And those who haven't married yet, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them their suitable partners. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us live as Muslims and die as Muslims and enter into Jannatul Firdaus. Wa nabiyina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.